Hello, Scrufftards. Welcome back to Warzone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And I wanted to make a quick video because it appears as if the Kursk Blitzkrieg continues. And before going into that, I've made 3 other videos so far dealing with the Ukrainian incursion into Russia itself. Um, so if you're interested in that, please take a look at the 3 latest videos I've made ahead of making this one. So just click my video selection and you will quickly find these 3 videos, including how Ukraine invaded Russia and also why Russia will struggle to reclaim lost territory in the Kursk Oblast. But enough of that, let's move on to the maps. And here we have a map from Andrew Perpetua, and if we take a look at this, we can see we have geolocated Ukrainian forces down here. Taking a look at this, they have made a bold move to the south here of the Russian formations up around this area here. And here we can see all these dots here are actually geolocated destroyed Ukrainian equipment. So Ukraine has made a push in here and are attacking into Belitsa. And Russia is taking out a lot of Ukrainian forces as they're pushing in here. And like I said, this area here is where we have a concentration of Russian manpower. And if we compare Andrew Perpetua's map with the Ukraine control map, here you can see the 5 motor rifle brigades that Russia has deployed to counter the Ukrainian incursion. And here you have the Ukraine control map confirming that, yes, indeed, Ukraine has pushed out here south of the Russian formations and are geolocated as they're trying to push into Belitsa. And they're even claiming that Ukraine is in that town itself, and that there's fighting going on there since it's in the gray zone. We also have confirmation that Ukraine has pushed out far towards Bolshoi, just like Andrew Perpetua said for some time. So the Russian forces here, they are about to be caught in a pincer move, as you can see. And really interesting. And this line here, this is Russian defensive lines, and you can see the orange lines are more fortifications as well. So Ukraine has not only moved around Russian positions, they have actually punched through Russian trench lines to reach these 2 towns here, and they are now threatening the rear of the Russian formations. And if we zoom out a bit and relying on the Ukraine control map still, we can see here that Ukraine is pushing in here, like I said, behind these Russian formations. And they are now actually, basically about to cut off these frontline troops from reinforcements from Belgorod, right? If they have to move up here and Ukraine is pushing in here, these troops are now cut off from reinforcements and they have to take a long way around to reach the front line. Bold move by Ukraine, putting a lot of pressure on the Russians on how to deal with this situation here, how they will move reinforcements to fight the incursion. And Russia is also in a tight spot. They need to decide what to do with all of these forces down here. Fight in Kharkiv or fight up here at Kursk. Because, take a look. These small gains, is that worth all of this manpower? Or, compare it. This is what Ukraine is currently controlling and pushing out to control further still. Why fight for these small gains when this is happening? Russia needs to make a decision. Fight down here with the 40,000 troops they have left, or move a bunch of those forces up north to prevent all of this from happening and prevent a further Ukrainian Blitzkrieg move in behind these formations that will either have to retreat or remain in place and be more than likely encircled and destroyed in classic Blitzkrieg fashion. And just to further highlight what the hell is going on, take a look at this. This is what Ukraine has gained. This is what Russia has managed to achieve in the Kharkiv front. I mean, it's nothing in comparison. And take a look down here, the Pokrovsk front, right? Russia lost some 47,000 troops taking Avdiivka and has then pushed slowly but surely towards Pokrovsk. But even this gain here pales in comparison to what's going on up here. Right? So Russia needs to do something. They need to react to this situation. And the question is then, will they relocate enough troops from Kharkiv to contain this? It will probably force them to abandon any hopes of pushing further south here, but they will maybe contain Ukraine's pushes here, but they will also be able to counter Ukrainian moves up here, maybe reaching a stalemate along both these front lines. But how then will they push Ukraine out of Russia? They could start moving troops from Kherson. They have something like 100,000 troops down here at the moment in case Ukraine launches an amphibious assault. Ukraine has for this entire year been advocating that they have received some 200 assault craft from their allies. Ukraine has the amphibious forces needed to launch an assault over these bodies of water down here. So because of that, Russia has been forced to allocate 100,000 troops to this region just in case that happens. But now, when this is going on, and the Kharkiv front cannot handle both these situations, maybe Russia will be forced to move troops from down here all the way up here to handle this incursion and to force Ukraine out of Russia, which could open up potentially for Ukraine to do another Uno reverse and launch an amphibious assault, more than likely aimed at the Kinburn Spit and a small town called Holapreshtan that has a deep sea port in Delta. Very interesting. We will see. Obviously, a lot of speculation, but down here, Russia does have a lot of manpower that could be used to push Ukraine out of Russia. So we'll see what happens. But very interesting. And Russia, they really do need to make a decision because Ukraine is currently blitzing their way through Russian lines and will probably force these Russian motor brigades to fall back before it's too late. That's it. That's the end of the video. Quick look at Ukraine pushing the advantage, forcing Russia to make drastic decisions. And Ukraine is currently being a great threat to those Russian reinforcements as they're trying to outflank Russian troops and is in a position to attack the Russians from the rear and maybe even encircle them and destroy those units in full. We'll see what happens. As always, go po marsz, Ukraine, and give them hell.